All right, folks. Let me get this thing right where the sun ain't in the camera. It's Chad down here, Possum Kingdom Farm again. We're going to go over a little project that we're going to be starting here pretty quick. And we'll talk about it a little bit and kind of talk about what we're going to do to it. But anyway, we'll get this thing started. All righty. First of all, see, I've been doing a little dirt work here. We're going to build us a new shop down here on the farm. And I think we're supposed to have the concrete maybe poured next week or the week after, but here's the project we're talking about. We have us an old 1978 Jeep. First Jeep I ever owned was in 1984 when I was 17 years old. I bought a CJ5. It was about the same color as this, and I called it my hobby. I drove it to work during the week, and I worked on it on the weekend so I could make it to work another week. Anyhow, Jeeps are Jeeps. They're not built, the old ones, they're not built for highway use, run up down the highways like these new four-door grocery getter things, I call them. But anyway, not to offend anybody, I like Jeeps. I've always liked Jeeps. I've had a bunch of Jeeps. I've built a bunch of Jeeps, restored them, built them from the ground up, worked on them for other people, just done all kinds of stuff to Jeeps. But I have another Jeep. I have a 2005 Wrangler that I've done some work on, that I drive quite a bit, and we enjoy it. So a couple of years ago, I run across this old Jeep. It had been rolled over, and so the guy was wanting to sell it. He was done with Jeeps. He'd done quite a bit of work to it. But anyway, I picked it up, and a few months after getting this Jeep, I found out that I was sick. So it's kind of set for a couple years, and now that I'm getting better and I've retired since being sick, I'm gonna start back some of my old hobbies. And one of my old hobbies, like I said, was working on these old Jeeps. So we're gonna tear this thing down all the way to the frame, because when it was wrecked, the frame got bent on it. A few other things got broke, and the roll bars, you can see, they cut them because they had mashed it over and pushed this outside fender out on it. As you can see, it needs seats in it, and it needs quite a bit of work. Like I said, it's just been sitting out in the weather. But we're gonna get us a shop here, get this thing fixed up, going. We've got the old inline 6-cylinder in it. It isn't froze up, from my understanding. Well, apparently it was running when he flipped it. But anyway, we're gonna do a total tear down on this thing, and we're gonna get it back on a good frame and do some work. Another thing that's wrong with it is right down in here, you can see is the steering knuckle where the tie rod and the steering arms bolt up. It's been broke off in the brick, so I've got another one to put on this thing in place of this one. But for right now, we're going to weld this one back on just so we can move it around the yard with the tractor. And we're going to get it running on the suspension that it's got on the rear ends and all, and just kind of see how everything's working out on it, see if there's any major motor work or anything we need to do to it. So the step 2 on this project is going to be a total frame up build. And we'll walk down here, and I've already purchased another frame. So we've got the frame here. We're going to tear the Jeep down, and we're going to clean this frame up, get it all painted real nice, strengthen it up some, because these 1-ton forward rear ends are going to go under it on the next part of the build, the second stage. So we're going to have to strengthen the frame up so it can handle these rear ends, and to where we want to put the leaf springs. And I hadn't made up my mind. We may do a coil over on them and do away with the leaf springs, so we got a lot of long travels. But doing the coil over, you have to have these long arm suspensions, and also you get lots of travel. But anyway, this here's the old 1978 Jeep. We got some body work to do to it, but we're not going to fix it up perfect, because we're just going to build it up to ride the trails. And there's an off-road park down close to Hot Springs, Arkansas. We may visit that place a time or two when we get it fixed up, and just to see how it does off-road, and just something to toy with, because like I said, I've got another Jeep that I can drive up and down the highway, and it's got a 6-inch lift on it, and I run 36-inch tires on this. This one here's got 40s on it, big old Mickey Thompson Bajas on it, but they're in pretty bad shape. So when we get done here on this thing, we'll probably run 40s or 42s on it, and fix it up to where it's just a trailer around toy. And so when we get ready to go somewhere, we'll run it up on our big trailer, and we'll go play in the woods, on the trails, in the mud, whatever. So anyway, that's an upcoming project here on Possum Kingdom Farms. And so we're going to kind of get it where we can move it around here, and in the next day or so we're going to get it down here and get this steering knuckle welded up on it so we can get it around and move it. We got a little bit of work to do. We got to put in some gates in the fence right back there so we can access with a concrete truck, because the road coming in here has got a pretty steep hill and a blind spot coming off of it, and the concrete guy really don't want to drive the mixer truck off of it. So I want to put some gates here anyway for bringing cars down here. You can get a truck and stuff down here pretty easy on the road, but as far as a car, my wife's got a Camaro, my son's got a Mustang, and they don't like that steep hill very well, and it's gravel. So anyway, we're going to get on around here and get started on a few projects today. And we may move this old Jeep down here and weld this thing up and before the day's up, just so we can get it out of the way and finish up the preparing for our shop. So this is Chad. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and God bless you and have a good day.